There we
Yeah, yeah. We love, baby.
live,
Yo,
baby. Back again, round number two, essentially for the group, essentially hashtag elevated. More specifically for Kevin Tran, Josh Lawrence, 2/5 of the members of the boy band known as hashtag elevated, who just dropped their newest single. We got Vince joining us. We have Will Scott Bay and Donovan Dunfun, right?
done
Done
off,
off.
done off.
Dunoff, and then
Done
we have
off.
Vince D's. It's Dizon, right?
Yes, sir.
He's all right, cool. I can't be messing everyone's names up right now. So we got Vince, Kevin, and Josh joining with us, our three members of the five of hashtag elevated who just dropped their newest single. Guys, how does that single feel now it's finally over with? I know last time we were talking with Kevin and Josh, it was under construction. 3 months later, it's
Yeah.
finally out, baby. How's it feel?
Yes, sir.
I'm still shook that we made this song.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It took
Now-
so much hard work, so much time. But
And you can see it
so happy.
because I like that. Watching your video, it was about a 4-minute video or so. But I remember 3 minutes into your video, you guys kind of like switched the tone a little bit, almost like how Justin Timberlake used to do back on all his older songs with like Future Sex Love Sounds and stuff. You know, you have your original beat going, but then you guys kind of changed up at the end. Where did that come into play? Like, whose idea was that? Because to me, that was genius.
This is the musical genius.
So funny enough, I met Kevin and Josh through college, and that's how we started jamming. But I actually sang a cappella with Donovan and Will in high school, and we were in the same a cappella group, which was called Men of Note. And all we did was just harmonies and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, like I'm sure it'd be cool if we just put a breakdown in there and show like our actual like vocal skills that we can harmonize without any effects or anything like that. So they're like, yeah, that's a great idea, guys. And I'm like, oh, and Josh can show off his solo skill.
Right. I remember
So
Josh
big
in
on
the
it.
studio last time. That man's got a voice. He hits notes.
Yeah.
Him and Kevin. I know Kevin's like the dancer of the group, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Kev can pop and lock, looking like he breaking his legs and arms, but he just natural movement like a little freak. But there were the two notes I wanted to hit on. That one being the Justin Timberlake, and then also the harmonies you guys had. It almost seemed like you guys were using the harmonies more so than instruments, almost like Seal back from A Kiss from a Rose. You know, you guys had those harmonies in the background. Was that a combination of everybody or like one person?
It was
Everybody.
So you
for
guys
sure.
were recording your levels at once and kind of just overlaying them for like the melodies in the background? Is that how that
Like,
works? Like how does that process
Yeah,
work for you guys?
we recorded it individually, and then I just put it together.
Mhm.
Okay, so you were kind of like the sound engineer behind this, right, Kev?
Oh yeah, this is Kev
Yeah.
for sure.
And
Kev does
then
all
who-
the editing
No
and
doubt.
such.
And then who was behind the video production? Was that still you, Kev? On like who edited the lyric video?
Oh, it's this guy I hired. He made the lyric video. His name's Anthony.
Okay.
It's
Um,
really good. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah,
really
did great
good done
work.
video. I thought it was a different technique as far as, you know, instead of just having lyrics on the screen, it brought a new feature. For example, when Vince first joined, I knew Vince was the opening singer to the song because in the music video, Vince's picture pops up. Then it segues
Right.
into Kevin's, and so on and so forth. And it kind of like it's
Mhm.
almost like it's introducing you guys.
Right.
So right off the bat, your first single, not to mention, congrats to y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
200 views in 4 days? 40 likes? For the
Okay,
first
okay.
video, it's not even a week old yet. It's not even a week old yet. You guys are already popping off with the views. But
Oh,
I
that's
already see a
art.
different
Yeah.
trend with you guys. Last time in the studio, I'd like to compare you guys to the NSYNC, the boy band way back in the day. Everyone knows about that. If you don't, kick rocks.
It's a good
I'm gonna
comparison.
tell you.
Good comparison, man. Oof. Really
But you
good.
know, me and Kev were talking about it the very first time. You know, it's like you guys want to have like that combination sound of like Boys to Men, NSYNC, those groups
Exactly.
back in the day. How do you feel like
Exactly.
you guys are going to take the sound and make it more modern? Does that make sense?
Right. So actually, funny enough, we always talk about like, oh, guys, what's our genre for hashtag elevated? And I always say, I think it's old school meets new school, and they're like, oh, that's perfect, because if you can hear it, like when the Just Friends comes in, you can hear that like 70s vibe of like swing, and then once you hear hashtag elevated, then that modern beat pops in. You're like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah,
Throws you for a loop a little bit.
it does. And
Yeah.
I was on my toes. I feel like listening to your video, not in a bad way, but in a good way, because it was like I could really pay attention to this. It's almost like you guys had meaning behind what you guys were doing, just on a deeper level than just listening to the lyrics. You know, most people listen to the lyrics or just the beat and find it cool, but you guys were in and out of different zones and like tunnels with your music. It was like you guys are painting a vision in my head now. Like
Sounds
I
great.
feel like if another talented
Yeah.
artist watching this wanted to take like a remix parody to your song, like remix it, they can absolutely do that because it's so many different flows. Now, is
Sure.
this single going to be part of a project soon to come, or is this kind of like, okay, now we showing you just potential, we ain't showing you the full picture yet?
I think we're planning on, right, Kev?
Yeah.
Maybe getting an album together in the future.
Oh,
Hopefully.
yeah.
So
Like
is it-
we're trying to highlight everyone's like specialties in the group too with
Special
this album.
skills and repertoire.
Right.
Yeah.
hmm
So
So we're surely trying to make more stuff of our own.
yeah, so going forward, how are we going to see you? What do you guys have planned? Is this a question I'm allowed to ask? On how you guys plan to like break out your different views on who you guys are? For example, Kev's got the dancing, but we don't see that in a lyric video, right? That's just one feature. Like, is there a music video we can expect for Just Friends, or are we sticking with a lyric video and there's going to be something else project you guys up your sleeves?
We're because of quarantine, it's going to be
Yeah,
hard
that
to do a
really,
video.
yeah.
This is true. This is true. I
But
forget
we could totally put something in there for Kev if he wants to
Yeah.
make a
Yeah,
choreo
no
with
doubt.
his brother, because like you said, our choreographer is his brother Calvin. So
Yeah.
And that's a good point
That
you
could
bring
work
up too, Kev. How was the quarantine affecting this song and the production of it? Was it too?
Oh, we recorded everything before quarantine, so we
we got lucky.
just in the nick of time.
Oh, you guys are ahead of production already.
Yeah,
You
I
guys
sent
are-
everything before quarantine started.
Oh, okay. You guys are ahead of the game. So you guys, okay. Now going forward, you guys still plan on making music together in quarantine?
Of
Yeah, for
course,
sure,
for sure,
of
100%.
course.
Oh, awesome. How about my man Will? Well, this is gonna be a question for like Will and Donovan, I guess, but I guess you guys can answer too. As far as when it comes into setting music or stuff like that, have you guys ever thought of doing stuff of, for example, I'm trying to paint the picture when I ask this question, one of you guys on a camera with the lyrics to your side, and then you guys individually placing different skills. For example, let's say someone was more of a pianist, and he's playing the piano to the melody, and then you have
That's
Kevin
right
singing
there.
one of the notes, then it's Josh and flipping and vice versa. Have you guys ever tried doing something like that for like a social media view?
Mhm.
I only asked that question because I saw a
we
team
have
do it
now.
a couple months ago. So I thought of you guys. That would be one of my questions I ask. So it's like essentially they kind of place a video up, and let's say, for example, in your group, it's Donovan. He's playing a piano, but then almost what you guys did with the music video, your picture and the dude singing, they would do that, something like that. And then the video would change and someone else is playing a different instrument, but there's another person singing. So I was like, that might be a cool aspect you guys can try to take over, especially with the quarantine affecting it.
That's true.
That's true.
But
Yeah,
that's your guys'
idea.
to run with.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want the people to get to know you guys individually as a hashtag, as you guys are known as hashtag elevated, right? But I want
Yes,
them to
sir.
more one-on-one. So we're going to start with Josh first and ask Josh a few questions. We had
Okay.
talked about this a little bit ago. If you missed the interview, go back on YouTube Prime Media, hashtag elevated, the new NSYNC. That's the video. But Josh, how did you come across these guys at first? I know Vince talked about it a little bit, but from your point of view.
Yeah, we met in college. I met Vince first, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first was at school, like I was very like low key in class.
Mm-hmm.
So then like I guess Vince found out somehow that I sing. I don't even remember how he found out.
Oh, I
So, like,
remember exactly, Josh.
Yeah, like we literally just sat next to each other the whole time, never spoke to one another, right?
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
And like we would crack jokes here and there because like that's just who I am.
Yeah.
So then like he's like, Josh, this whole time you didn't tell me you could sing. I was like, wait, you sing? so then like I think the first time me and Vince sung together was for class. Like mad people our classmates were asking us to sing together, and I think we sung Jeremiah.
Mhm, mhm.
Jeremiah.
If
OUI.
we
Yeah.
and we can be,
Yeah.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, and then we sung that, and then like next thing I know, I'm meeting Vince in the piano room at our school like almost every day, just jamming.
Trying to write
coming
stuff
up.
together.
Yeah, we wrote a bunch of stuff together. Then I met Kev because I would always hang out with his brother like in the morning at school, and just kick it with him. And then I met Kev because Kev found out I could sing, and plus like I was in a couple of his YouTube videos, and that's how me and him kind of got close. So then like Kev's like, you know what? what if you and Vince could sing? Wouldn't it be cool if we just did a group one day? And of course, me and Vince laughing it off at first, and then we're like,
Right. It's not that real
Wait.
serious at first.
yeah, like it was like an idea at the time, and then eventually, like we had to perform. I forgot what event it was for.
It was, I think, for the
Multicultural.
Yeah, multicultural.
event,
Yep,
right?
It was for the what?
Yeah.
multicultural.
So
event.
then
Okay.
so Vince and Kev came together, and they thought of singing "End of the Road" by Boyz II Men, right? And then I get a call. They both contacted me separately, which I thought was funny. So like, you got a powerful voice for this song. You should do it. Like Kev asked me they asked me in different ways. Kev goes to me in a passionate way, like, I have a vision.
He's like, I have a
And
vision.
Vince comes to me like super excited, like, bro, just do it. And I'm just like,
Just do it. Yeah.
okay. And then like elevated just happened. And I'm like, oh,
That's
this
honestly,
is
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Now, where did
Yeah.
the name sprung from? Hashtag
Oh, Josh.
elevated. Josh?
Josh.
Yeah.
How'd you
Yeah.
create that name, Josh?
I thought like most of us have always been into music, and our main goal was to, be on the come up basically. And we also wanted to show people, because a lot of us started like based on the way we were brought up and everything, like not being the coolest or being the most popular and stuff like that. We constantly have shown people that there's more that meets the eye with people.
Mhm.
So elevated is basically, moving up your mindset, moving up your confidence,
Right.
basically just rising. And that's what our whole group like represents. in a
Because
sense.
you guys are all basically on the rise together now as this one individual
Mhm.
group. Now, when
Yeah.
it comes to writing your lyrics, where do you draw your inspiration upon to write your notes?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like we each have like a theme of which we start writing about. Like Vince writes more from like honoring life standpoint.
Mhm.
Kev, it's more of like, contemporary type of vibe with him. And with me, I'm the romantic. So a lot of my songs that I
know
write,
that's right.
a lot of the songs I write are from like romantic experiences that I went through.
Okay, so
like,
you coming from the
yeah.
real heart there. It's things you've
Yeah.
experienced.
In the
I
fields.
can't. Yeah, most of the things we sing, which is a good point you made, like that we like basically put our heart and soul into our music. It's definitely facts with us, because one thing about our group, I can say for myself, and from seeing how we've grown, I can definitely say it about my fellow group members as well, that we don't sing something we don't mean.
Right.
Everything we sing
Mhm.
comes from like a point in life that we live. So like Just Friends, Kev and Vince came to me with the chorus,
Mhm.
and Vince played it, and I was like, yo, just start playing it, because literally how me and Vince write music, he'll play something, he had the chorus, and then like to come with the verses, I basically freestyle and then write it down, because I'm
Mhm.
literally,
And it
it's
usually
like
works.
Yeah, it's like
I've witnessed it.
I
That's
talk
dope.
like me singing. I always say I sing better than I speak, so it's like I'm talking out loud, like it's therapeutic in a sense.
Yeah.
So like
Exactly.
everybody has been through, like, there's always that one girl, like whether you're in a situationship
Speak your
or
facts.
it's like basically right, or you basically have that heat rising between two people that want to admit their feelings to one another. Like it always starts off as just friends. Like you could look at this song as being like a song like basically you pleading to get out the friend zone, or basically you like taking a stand saying like, we're better than this, let's actually blossom into a relationship.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, just because you're friends doesn't mean you can't be something more, because every relationship, at least I believe this, you're friends as well as lovers. You know what I mean?
Right. You start as
Right.
friends. They say the best relationships spin off from best friends first.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And I want to get something out the way too and clarify. There was no auto-tune in this at all. Like these were just pure notes being
We
hit.
tried, man. We tried. Ooh.
because you guys were coming off note after note. I was like, my voice would crack. I'd shoot like get shot like midway. Like Kev comes in and like his like second line, he's already like carrying a note. I'm like, damn. So I want to ask
Well,
Josh.
thanks.
I think it was in. I'm pretty sure it was in Josh's verse. You know, he brings up the inconsistency part, but he like
Mhm.
broke it down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Take me through
Speaking-
that because I'm not an artist. So how do you, as an artist, kind of write that? Because you could tell you obviously broke it apart, but still carried out. You destroyed
It's-
my mind on that one.
So like I said, like when I write, it's like I'm talking out loud. It's like
Yeah.
I'm saying like how I'm feeling out loud, but I'm just singing it to make
Right.
it like, you know, sound good.
Now, how do you make that
yeah.
flow? Like, I don't know. What's like, as an artist, you took a big word and just broke it up to flow with the beat. Is that something like easy to do? Because to me, that didn't sound easy. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
I feel like when
Um,
he's saying it, it's more like if you think about it in the sentence, like man, it's all like it's like your inconsistency. Like it's like what's the word for it? It's like emphasized. I feel like that's why he's saying it in that way.
Mm,
And then what's
Mhm.
funny is when he first sang it, there was no harmony to that. And both Kev and I were like, there's really something missing in that part. And Kev was like, we have to have harmony. I'm like, oh my gosh, you think exactly
Yeah.
like me, Kev.
because that was
Yeah.
to me one of the best parts of the video. I mean, no disrespect to
It is.
everybody else and their verses and stuff, but just the way he was able to flow and then break it apart and still carry that. To
The
me,
way
I
I
was
broke,
like,
yeah,
I agree.
that was
the way
impressive.
I broke it, yeah, the way I broke that apart, like the way I wanted to sing that, because like when Vince was playing the way he played it, like I saw it as like you're having a conversation. Even the way the chorus is, like you're having a conversation with the girl, and you know you got to be firm with your points, and you got to really say how it is. So
Mhm.
like I basically was speaking from my
Did he freeze or is that just?
I
Is that
think
just
so.
me?
Yeah, I think he
I
froze.
think it's for us. Yeah.
Okay, I was
on
tripping
level.
out. I was
So
like,
like I
please
was
don't
like
tell me.
patient. We needed, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, all I thought we needed was patience, like, because that's all you're waiting for. You're waiting for that open door,
Mm-hmm.
and
There we
then
go.
like, but then when you find out that you wasted your time, you're like, all I see is your inconsistency, this bad energy that you're giving me. So I guess it's the truth I see now. One thing that like I had an idea for with all the verses that I wanted to do, I wanted each verse to be like us dealing with the friend zone in a different perspective.
And that's my thing. I was like trying to
Yeah.
follow that.
Yes.
I feel
So
like there
Vince
was
is yeah.
and that was great. That's why I was like, I'm following this song like on a such good way because it was also like, all right, you see the song title "Just Friends," and you're like, someone got friend zoned. But
Mhm.
you're listening. It's almost like you guys are painting the picture and have know where your chorus hits, and you're like, "Just
Yeah.
friends." I was like, "Oh!" I remember my reaction was like, "Oh no!" Like I didn't expect it to hit that quick.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
I'm
like
actually
it's yeah.
following. It's not like it's a predictable song where it's like, okay, you know, we're going right into the hook, into the chorus. It's like, nah, they just like, oh, you gotta really follow what they're saying and like listen to it.
It's like a movie. It's like a movie
Exactly.
where like you have different plot line. You have Vince and Kev's scene and
Mhm.
Donovan's scene. You have Will's scene. You have my scene, and then like those different plot lines just come together and make Just Friends.
And not to mention, it was a very appealing thing to watch. Granted, it was a lyric video; it's not a music video, but you know, most lyric videos are black background, just different size
Mhm.
fonts that
Yeah.
roll up on your screen. No, this is appealing. There's color. There's visual effects. There's
Right.
introducing all of you guys
Yeah.
into the picture. Okay, I know Josh is singing. I don't know who these guys are. If I'm just click on your video, I'm like, oh, this is who's singing. That's him. This is him. This, that, the third. So between you guys, how do you guys find out? This would be more of a question to segue off to Kev. How do you guys find out whose verse goes where in the song between the five of you, if that makes sense?
I think it was just random, to be honest. It's just like
we
okay,
kind of
so
just we kind of like try to make it even, but also I think at certain parts you could tell that line was like their forte kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure, 100%.
Yeah. One thing like I wanted to like when we were choosing like who got which verse, I remember like being like, who do you think should sing this? Who do you think should sing this? And I specifically wanted certain people to sing certain verses, which is why I'm glad the way it came out. Cause I wanted I definitely wanted Vince to sing the first part because I know he went through a past experience like that. So I wanted like the lyrics that they sang to really connect with them, because when a singer feels what they're singing, then the person who's listening will feel it.
Exactly.
And that's why I was like, Will was supposed to sing the patience part. But I was like, nah, I need to sing that, especially since it was something that I was going through at the time.
Right.
So,
Right. So you basically using Vince in the opening line just to hook him in because he's
Yeah.
going to be the most relatable one based off his past experience.
Mhm.
Now, when it comes
Exactly.
to like writing out your guys' like lyrics and stuff, is there known, okay, we have this song. So for example, you guys are creating Just Friends. Is it like kind of scripted as to how many verses each one of you guys are going to do? Or is
Not
it kind
really.
of just, take me through that. Take me through the writing process behind your songs.
Vince,
So
legit,
Josh, yeah,
Vince of the Melody, he plays that. And then I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. Play it again. And then I just randomly like either riff or just randomly just sing something
hmm
that comes to mind. Oh, that sounds kind of good. Were you writing that? I was like, I was recording it just in case. Let me write it down.
he always gets it perfectly. Like he'll just record it and not even I won't even know that he's recording, which is the best because it's candid and stuff like that.
Now, when
Yeah.
you guys record your stuff, do you guys plan on releasing like behind the scenes footage, like bloopers and stuff like that? Like, who's kind of in charge of like hashtag Elevated's content that they put out through their
Kevin.
social media or
All Kev.
YouTube? All Kev. Kev, if I'm not mistaken, you had like what, a couple thousand subscribers on like your personal YouTube, right?
18,000, almost
No.
19,000.
That's my man
And I-
Stalin right there. That's
Hey.
in Shakira dancing for
Yeah,
the
we're-
internet.
I'm trying to use my channel to also promote
Oh,
Elevated.
yeah, of
And
course, of course.
so we've done so I actually helped get Elevated some views through like a reaction videos. I got like almost I got everyone in the group to do some reactions. People were like, "Oh yeah, we love these guys now." And so everyone's checking out our covers and stuff,
Mhm.
which helps a lot.
Now,
And I
being that
think
you're
go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
Sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead. That's you.
Oh,
Continue.
I think what's crazy is I think when we started Elevated and adding Donovan and Will, Kevin was I think at 16K subscribers, and then he started posting like the covers and then all the reactions and shot up to 18K like that, which was insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it was
it's really
crazy.
generating a hard follow then. Because most
I think
people
so.
that create music right now, a lot of independent artists are probably going to be watching this or probably going to be wondering how to also get their music off the ground. Kev,
Yeah.
what do you think was the best promotion? I guess the question actually was essentially answered. Was it the reaction videos that were probably the best way to generate your buzz?
It definitely helped. There's a reason why I started this whole YouTube channel. It's just so I can promote my own music sometimes, and I'm
Mhm.
like, since I have Elevate, let me use my channel to help leverage us a little bit. So like it's like because like people come for the reaction videos. So like even though I put out music, not all 18,000 people will go watch it, but
Right, of course.
but like maybe like 200, but like it's better than zero.
Oh,
So
100%. First of all, having
Exactly.
18,000 subscribers is a milestone. Hold on. We just got a gift from Zoom. Running out of time. We removed the 40-minute time limit. Does anyone know what that means?
that means we can have more than 40 minutes.
Ooh, I know that's right. I love talking to y'all. I know what that meant at
Same,
first,
same.
but I'm just like, I'll click love it.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean that. But Kev, going back to what I was going to ask you, do you have like any skits maybe built up in mind to help like tease audiences or like any type of things that branch you out from different people what they've done in the past?
Um,
Cute, Kev.
I mean, like we're trying to do some TikTok videos and try to like,
Yeah.
we're trying to like do so for Just Friends. We're thinking about like choreographing the chorus and like have each member dance to the chorus and just post it on TikTok, like kind of like a dance challenge, like you see
Okay.
on TikTok.
Okay,
So-
and then possibly have that song sponsored through TikTok maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To a certain
Yeah.
point,
That would be
'cause there's nothing in my eyes that's not achievable. You know what I'm saying? Especially
That's a
if you
fact.
guys, and you guys are very
course.
talented between your
Thank you.
singing, the way the song sounds, and you guys dancing on it. I feel like that could be a valuable trend, honestly, because then
And
you
I'll-
guys could
I hope
just
so.
get your song sponsored through there.
In terms of talent, I just want to add, so what I love about this group is like we're all like individuals who have like unique talents and like
Right.
unique styles and like passions.
Yeah,
And-
and speak on that with Will and Donovan more. Not to cut you off because they're not here. So
Yeah.
I want the people listening to know more about these guys too.
Oh yeah, And like Will and Donovan, well, Donovan, he's the bass singer, and he has that low end,
Whew,
and he's very
crazy.
rhythmic too. Like he can
Yeah.
beatbox. Him and
Yeah.
Vince can beatbox really well.
Yeah, I actually taught him in high school. Donovan is, I think, 2 years below me. So when I was in the acapella group before him, and he came in, and he was like, "Oh, you're the beatboxer guy, Vince." I'm like, "You know my name? This is crazy, man." yeah, yeah. And then I was like, "Oh," and he got into the group because you get in as a sophomore, and I think I was a senior, I believe. So I was like, "Man, who are they gonna have to beatbox for next year when I'm not here?" And Donovan's like, "Oh, I can do it." I'm like, "All right, then I'll just teach you." And then so I called him. I was like, "Oh, he's my prodigy."
That's
Which I think
dope.
is so cool because now we can both do it and we can just switch off if we're ever do acapella, you know?
Right. Now, when you guys reference several times how you guys have like private sessions with the piano and like you and Josh connecting, and are we going to be able to see some of those verses that you guys recorded in private a long time ago incorporated into future songs?
I have one B-roll video of a song that Vince and I wrote like
Mm-hmm.
back in our freshman year of college. We still working on that song.
While ago,
'Cause
yeah, a
that's-
while ago.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you guys first make a song just with two people, let's say, Vince is playing an instrument and Josh is singing, but now you got like three other minds to kind of combine to like, okay,
Exactly.
we have this good product, but between, his melodies, his vocals, his other skills, put it together and elevates like this next level type of song,
Mhm.
Is there anything that you guys have in the works right now that fans don't know about?
We have, as far as I know, as far as I can remember, we have at least 5 things in the works right now in terms of songs.
Yeah.
'Cause,
That's right.
Yeah.
at least from my end, because I know
Yeah.
Vince is writing some stuff, Kev is writing some stuff. That's why I like we all write. So it's
Mhm.
like it makes us all step our game up, because then there's some stuff that Vince wrote. I'm like, oh, that was good, and then like inspires me to write something else. And then there's
Mhm.
some stuff that Kev writes that me and Vince are like, oh, that's a good idea, and then we step our game up from that.
So what
Mhm.
comes first for you guys? I don't know if this will be a question for one of you guys will speak up, I guess more so for it, but what comes first, the melody and the beats or the lyrics and the concept?
Beats for sure.
The beats for
I
sure?
Beats.
Yeah, so for most for the instruments, it's usually just it's me playing, but I surely want to get Kev back on his guitar and getting him to play more so we can play like acoustic sessions or something. But as for me, I think it's easier to make the beat and like make the melody first because you'd have like a backup or something like to go along with
Yeah.
to make the actual like vocal melodies and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Kev, where does your inspiration comes for as far as using the beats and stuff and what you create? Because I know some artists they pay for beats, which is nothing against them, but some of them create their own beats. How does your process usually flow?
I mean, it's just me noodling around on my guitar, and then like sometimes I'll be listening to like a lot because I listen to almost like every single genre in this world now. So
Mhm.
Same.
You have the eclectic music view. I like it.
so I just play whatever flows, to be honest, and then I'm just like, this I can see this going through this route. Or there's some days where I'm just kind of go through a funk, and I'm just like, I'm not sure how I want to approach this. So it's just kind of random. I'm more spontaneous.
Okay, so you kind of sit down and kind of, you got your little keyboard here, your guitar here, and kind of just finagle with different settings and different modes and different sounds and put them together.
Yeah,
then-
like
Exactly.
yeah, basically it's mostly my guitar, but yeah.
Okay, so how does it go for everybody else? You know what I'm saying? So we have you, and then does everyone else hear it and go like, all right, we could do something with this? Like, for example, take the beat for Just Friends. What was like everyone's initial reaction to hearing that? That
So
spawned off, okay,
actually,
this is a hit.
when I first made that song, I was like, man, this is so bad. Like it didn't
I
sound
thought it
like
was pretty good.
right. So when we made like just like using so when I first wrote the music for it, it was just me and Josh with the piano, and then he just started writing lyrics and whatnot. And then when I actually made it like the beat like digitally,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I tried to make it sound I think like too modern, and I'm like, yeah, this is not the vibe that I'm going for. And then Josh and Kevin were both just like they were like maybe you should put that original like swing feel to it. I'm like, yeah, I guess I could try that. And then once I
Yeah.
put that back in, they were like, oh yeah, that's the one. I'm like, yeah, I know exactly. And then I added the guitar parts with Kev when we recorded. And he was like, man, how are you coming up with all these melodies? I was like, man, it's just the flow of the music. It's just really coming through.
Yeah. So it was almost like the same thing with Kev. It just comes to you as you're playing.
Exactly.
That's dope. That's another level of talent. I couldn't tell you
Sure.
right now. I used to play guitar. Would have to think of what I want to do before I would go and do it. I could never mess around and make a melody off of that.
It
At
takes
all.
a lot of time and practice, man.
Yeah.
All of it. Yeah.
One thing about me that I know Vince cannot stand about me is I do not play an instrument, right?
Yeah, I was going
But-
to get into that. That was going to be my
Yeah.
next question on who plays what in the group. But go ahead, Josh.
Yeah.
Continue. Talk your stuff.
Kev plays instrument. I think Donovan plays an instrument too, right?
No, he only sings
does
too
it?
and beatboxes.
Oh,
No,
thank God.
I think
thought
he.
the only one.
I think he. Both him and Will, they can both like somewhat read sheet music because of choir, but
Yeah.
I don't think like they actually like have ever like full on played an instrument or yeah.
Yeah.
It's mostly just vocals. Yeah.
So I don't play an instrument. It's something that bothers Vince and my dad.
Sadly.
It's hilarious. So
Yeah.
but the thing is, I know because I've been around music my whole life, I know the sound that instruments can make.
Mhm.
Like I be hearing certain sounds in instruments and I'll be telling Vince to play it and he's like, how the heck am I gonna make that sound? He's like, oh
And then I would actually do it.
yeah. So he'll like play randomly, like mess around the piano. I was like, yo, play this. Dun, 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 dun. And he'll play it, and then I'll be like, not Etta. Dun, 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 dun,
And I
dun,
would get it
dun,
every
dun,
single
dun,
time.
dun.
I don't know how I do it, but man, like I feel like me and Josh just connect like that. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like
And
second
it always
nature.
starts with us. It always starts with us like putting random ad libs on it. So like he'll play the dun, 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 and I'll come in like.
There it is. There it is.
And it's gonna be stuff like that. You know what I mean?
We about to roll out the red carpet for Josh in a minute. I'm about to need a collab. I'm about to need by the end of this the meeting, the Zoom chat right now. I'm going to need Vince to lay down some sort of beat, and then Josh to put down some lyrics. I'm about to put you on the spot.
Oh man.
Okay.
Some freestyle sesh, or we could do a all three-way freestyle, whichever one you prefer.
Woo.
But let's
That'd be tight.
show some raw talent. But we'll get into that later. But you
Right,
can
that's
definitely kinda
crazy.
pick up the vibe because you guys worked beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys were
Mhm,
doing practice studio sessions. Now, as far as a group, how does your practice go as a group? You know what I'm saying? How do you guys practice as a group? What's like, take me through like the inside practice of #elevated.
So since like COVID happened, it's been pretty hard, but for the most part, when we're like when say we have a choreography that's already made or something, like Calvin's already made it, then we would like try to come together and practice it. And if like say one of the guys can't make it, then we'd get another meeting going on and then teach them individually and come
Mhm.
together. But as for singing, sometimes we try to do some
Just be messing
exercises that
around.
I've learned. Yeah, well that
Yeah.
too. Like just jamming helps a lot to just get the
Yeah.
chemistry going. But we've also tried like doing like just vocal exercises because like I said, Donovan and Will and I have been in like choir a lot, so we've done a lot of those practices, I guess.
Now
Yeah.
I'll ask each one of you individually. We'll start with Kev first. Kev, what do you usually do to warm up your voice? Like, do you have any ritual or practice to keep it sharp? Because I would screw around and lose my voice the second day of recording.
Not at all.
Group.
Not at all. I just sing. To
So everything's just like fluidly natural with you, huh? You just be pop locking and can move and sing without having to
I
worry
just
about
do whatever I
anything,
want.
huh? I like that. I know that's right. I would pound that, but pound that through the screen, bro, real quick. I know that's right. Vince, how about you? Any preparation that you got, or is it just natural like Kev?
I think honestly, I just try to like warm up as much as I can, but I feel like once I get started, it just kind of just does it for me, kind of
just-
thing.
it just
Where
does it for
say
you?
if me and Josh and Kevin were just kind of jamming, like I think I gotten so used to singing that it would just come out like how it's supposed to sound, kind of thing. I don't know, like I guess it just warms up as I'm singing with them or jamming with them.
And Josh, how about you?
So I know you follow me on IG. I don't know if you caught like in my story, I always put up singing videos on my
Every now
stories.
and then I catch him.
Yeah, so that's literally me like in the moment practicing.
Mm-hmm.
If I like how it comes out, I'll just keep going. If I don't like it, I'm like, okay, let me give my voice a moment to rest, and then I'll just randomly walk around my house and just start ad-libbing and just see what I can get away with.
He's the modern Cinderella, you know.
And how do you guys practice hitting different levels, like getting your voice up, down? You know what I'm saying? Is that just also fluent, natural too?
I guess we practice
I
through
try to
like different
copy it.
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of different influences, and we just kind of mimic our favorite artists. I feel like but personally, I feel like I learned a lot from these guys, because like I wasn't the strongest singer when Elevated started, but like after jamming with these guys, I kind of like pick up a few tricks here and there from them, like little riffs and stuff. So these guys helped me a lot. That's why I love like being in the group with them.
That's awesome. You guys are definitely, and this is no like gassing or nothing like that, but you guys are definitely like, you could tell there's something special about you, because the same way Kev just said, you know, you guys mimic your favorite artists and stuff that you guys grew up idolizing. Everyone obviously goes through those phases and stuff, but you guys take it but make it original. For example, when I listen to the song, I picked up on, like I said before, the Justin Timberlake and the Seal coincidences, you know, using the melodies, using your voices as like a melody, as like an instrument instead of using an actual instrument, then switching the flow of the song midway through, almost like something Justin Timberlake would do, you know, when he did Love Stoned or What Goes Around Comes Around, you know, that switches that flow up a little bit midway through the song. I was like, wow, these guys are like, not even biting it, because it's not like you guys are taking their sound. You guys have your own original sound and flow, but put that twist on it from your favorite artists and musicians. That's the one thing that really blew my mind. That's why I'm not surprised this video got 200 views in just 4 days. I was like,
thank you, man.
I was like, damn, that's crazy. You could tell it was all the right promotion that you guys have done, you know, following it through your pages when you guys put your teasers up, because you guys did put like a 30-second clip up on YouTube, right?
It's Kevin. That's all Kevin also.
That's all Kevin.
And you could tell it got the right the right buzz. You generated the right buzz for it, because it's not like you just put out content that sounds like everybody else. You guys have your own individual flow. Right.
Thank you.
Now, being considered a boy band in the late 20th century, how do you think is going to affect your image? Because there's not many popular boy bands out right now, but you also have that going for you in a positive way. Do you see that affecting anything?
I mean, like there's always like that negative connotation of boy bands as well, because like they cater to like teen girls and stuff like that.
And yada yada.
Yeah, but like I think we're just trying to change the meaning of the word boy band into something better. Like this, I think what like singing groups are like missing out these days, because like there's a couple like boy bands that I listen to that are modern, that are not as popular, but I feel like what they're missing is what a lot of guy groups had back then. You know, like a cappella, harmonies, and like a full vocal range. Because
you had to sing.
You need like a full vocal range. Like there's like a bass singer, tenor, baritone. Like we don't have much of that these days, and I want to bring that back.
And you're trying to bring that back, exactly.
But with a modern twist.
With a modern twist, that's what I'm talking about. Now, do you guys see yourselves kind of every now and then remaking the music you did, but strictly using not even a cappella, but like how Donovan can like beatbox? You know what I'm saying? Or like taking different like raw vocals and raw like beats that you guys make and trying to like do like a remix cover to some of your songs with that?
Yeah, I'm sure we would do like acoustic versions or even a cappella versions, because we could like in the breakdown, it shows that we could totally do it, you know?
Exactly, because you guys, it seems like already with the following you guys have is coming up in the right way. I believe you have 164 followers on your Instagram page, #elevated.
We do?
I actually didn't know that.
Let me check. I'm about to check right now. I thought it was like less than 100.
Yeah, the last time I think it was like 50.
I
didn't even know that.
What's 132? 132.
That's
what did I say? What did I say? 134?
160.
Oh, I said
That's
160.
That's
well,
right.
you guys, it seems like you guys are still generating in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys clearly doubled the amount of followers you have in views on a YouTube video. And that to me is a lot harder to do when you try and translate one platform to another. especially if you don't have the biggest following. I think your hashtag Elevated's channel on YouTube only has like 65 subscribers, but it still
We
took
just
up
started.
to 200 views. So it seems like
Right.
you guys have the great promoting concept in mind. It seems like no matter what you guys did, whether it was Donovan made a beatbox or Josh just did like an instrumental a cappella vocal of him hitting the highest notes in the goddamn room, you know what I'm saying? He uploaded to Instagram, it would get like a positive flow. One of the first comments I saw in your video at like the 22 was you guys were amazing with like a heart. And I was like, that person's not wrong. Like, you know, it's,
Thank you,
it's
man.
almost
So
like
much.
you got those people that can gas you up because they're in your friend group. Oh, yeah, it's cool. But then there's like that raw talent that you can't ignore. It's like, nah, there's something there. And I was like, damn. I remember when we first talked about it back in the studio with Kevin Josh, you guys only had the cover In the Rain.
Can you
or-
stand the rain?
Can you stand the rain?
yeah, you guys only
Please
had that
stand
cover
by.
out at that time. And, you know, it was a great video. We talked about how, like, it was a great concept. The flow of the video versus your lyrics were amazing. Not
Thank you.
lyrics, your vocals, right? And then you guys just made your own song, had some little modern twist on some throwback vibes that you caught from other people. I got to give you guys a hell of a round of applause because, like, I've sent it to my boy James and Naeem, and they were mind blown. Because
Thank you, man.
Naeem makes
Thank you
music,
so
but
much.
James just generally thought it was great. But that was my first takeaway. I was like, yo, they just did Justin Timberlake and like a Seal spinoff. I messed with that heavy. I mean, I don't know if that's exactly where you got it from, but that's just where I pick it up from.
Well, that's an honor to be like compared to them, you know, like how you're saying that you're like, oh, Justin Timberlake. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't
Right,
think
'cause-
they would give you that kind of vibe, but it's great to have like an audience like
Yeah.
that.
I actually
wouldn't even
caught
know
the
that we would
Seal
even have.
vibe. The Seal vibe was actually funny, but like I didn't catch it till after the fact. That's what's funny about it.
Yeah, like it was there. Like, you know, when you hear the Kiss from Rose, it's like ba da ba ba ba. It's like it's just his voice in different
That's
areas.
a good song.
You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
love that
It's
song.
a great song.
Yeah.
And then you guys, it sounded like you guys did the same thing with your voices. Is every now and then, like, you know, Josh over here, and like it's just guys just popping in while you guys are singing. I was like, damn. Then midway through, you had who did the talking in your video? Like midway
Josh
through,
and
before,
Donovan.
like the beach.
Josh and Donovan.
Yeah.
Josh and Don. So I actually thought of that idea because I had the idea of if we were to make a music video, I just thought of Josh just like walking around singing, and like once you hear this, you hear like the little like stop, and I just imagine Josh like dropping down like on his knees and like having a spotlight on him, and he's just like, man, why don't she want me? Like it's really just like
Yeah.
pure emotion. I mean, yeah, it's corny for sure, but I think it's like just
But
you
it's-
could hear the pure emotion,
Mhm.
and that after when Donovan's like, yo, man, it's all good. Like we got your back. Like you know that we always do got his back.
Right.
You know, like as a group, not just individually.
Right, and I wouldn't even call it corny to be honest with you, because especially with a lyric video, you guys are still painting the picture. You know what I'm saying? You guys, as a listener, I'm like, oh, I can kind of see what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't even call it corny, because if you guys ever decide to make a music video for this one day, shoot, that might actually just be the visual that we see
We got some ideas
This was-
for this actually.
put together.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Kevin?
I think me and Vince got an idea for this too.
Mhm.
Oh.
We talked about it.
Oh, I'm gonna let you guys keep it under wraps unless you guys want to talk about it. But I'll let you. Was it more of a surprise?
Let's.
I think so.
surprise- Yeah, because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
nothing's official yet because we just.
I like
They'll
that.
all see.
I like
They'll
that.
all see.
I like that. I like that. 'Cause This,
also,
this
also-
track was fire.
yeah, I also want to add about the acapella. The funny you should mention the Justin Timberlake. I actually had like another like thing that reminded the acapella reminded me of something else. To be honest, so when you were making the acapella, I was thinking of like Boyz II Men's debut song Motown Philly, where like they have that little acapella part in the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There he
that-
goes.
Yeah, I was thinking more of that song actually.
That's wild. Seeing that I only know I know a couple Boyz II Men songs, but when Josh did that, I knew exactly what he was talking about. I was like, oh, I've heard that. I've heard
Yeah.
that. And I was like, that's the stuff I want to see, honestly. I feel like there's not many artists that do stuff like that. Yeah, people create their own sound, but like I said, you know, I don't hate on nobody. Everyone has their own way of making music, whether it's you buy your beats from a producer and you make your own lyrics, or you guys come together, but you guys came together, you make your own sound, you write your own lyrics, and there's no auto-tune. If you heard the song, you're like, how many people can really perform that without auto-tune? Hitting those notes, but sounding just like that. I don't know. To me, that was like execute. I was like, you guys are meant to do this.
I think
Well,
we just love music. We
Yeah.
just love just love what we do.
We have a lot of passion for it, for sure.
And that's usually where it comes from. How long in your lives, or wrong way to word it. When did you guys start getting into music? Like 8 years old, 10 years old, 11? Like how
No, it
you
was
Birth.
9. For me, it was 9.
Birth.
birth?
Came
Because
out.
I'm in a family full of musicians. You feel me?
Mm.
So like I came up with my dad having a studio in his house. You feel me? And my dad was like, he knew I was gonna be into music. His nickname for me used to be Boogie. He used to have me in the studio with him, and he would play music, and I just randomly like pulled myself up in like the crib or something, and I would just start dancing,
Right.
and
Right.
I would
feel
always
that.
sing to myself.
Jay Boogie with
So-
the hoodie over here.
Oh, Jay Boogie. That's a
Yeah.
new one. We like that.
Kev, what about you?
I mean, always been into music since I was little. Like whenever I watch TV and like there's guys like being in a band and stuff like that, it's like, oh, that's cool being in a group. So like I've always thought about like being in a band or like a group, like just like group with a bunch
exactly.
of like a crew, a bunch of homies, and you're just kind of like singing together, playing music
Word.
together. It's cool being like a solo artist, I guess. But I think being in a group, everyone adds their own personality to it, and you create a new color. It's like this is purple, I'm red, Josh is blue, and we blend all those colors together and we create a new color. That's what I love about being in a group.
Man, I'm
Sure, of
excited to
course.
see more of what you guys have to come. Do you guys have any like a planned date for an album, or like not even a date, but like a month maybe? Okay, January of next year we can have our first EP out or something like that.
It's
Honestly,
hard right
it's
now.
kind of just
It's
it's kind of just
It's just how
out of
it
nothing. We don't even
depends on how
know.
fast we get this stuff done, and
Yeah,
like,
we
how
don't even
good it
know,
comes out.
honestly.
Okay.
Because we thought this song would come out earlier, but like due to COVID, like it's just obviously
Got
it was
a whole
hard. and
video
we had-
planned and everything.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's definitely getting the right traction too. Now I want to start from Kev and work our way through. Kev, tell us where they can find like you on social media and your YouTube and stuff like that, and we'll work our way forward.
Okay, let me list it all off because okay, you can follow me on Snapchat, Trankev, TRANKEV.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for Instagram, TRANKEV, or you can follow my fitness page, KTrain Fit. So
My man is
KTR.
jacked.
K-Train, okay.
He's jacked.
Yeah.
Flex that one time. There is not
Uh-huh.
one piece of that shirt hanging off his
So-
arm.
So KTRAINFIT. And follow my YouTube channel, Dancing is My Air. Just type in Kevin Tran, to be honest.
Type in Kevin Tran.
Yeah, and then it'll be the first one popping up.
Vince, how about you? Where can we find you at?
So I'm mostly on Instagram and Snapchat, but I think Instagram is probably the easiest, which is Invincible. Funny enough,
He has
I
the
think
best name.
I think it's Invincible with an E, so I think it's INVINCEIBLE. That's pretty much the easiest way to get to me, I guess. Juicy,
And then Josh, how about you, my man?
Joshua _Lawrence the artist _the artist.
Mm-hmm.
They can find me there. And I also have a Spotify account and an Apple Music account, I believe. Joshua Lawrence, because ever since I dropped my single, those have been active.
Okay.
So Joshua Lawrence everywhere, and on Instagram, Joshua Lawrence the artist.
Got you. Now, is there a platform? Is your platform #elevated or the band? I mean, on every platform, or is it just YouTube right now?
So we just got a TikTok. We have
Mhm.
we have an Instagram page, we have a
Mhm.
Facebook page, and we have a YouTube channel.
Okay,
Mhm.
so it's all right there. All those
Mhm.
sounds right
Yeah.
there. #elevated, but
Yes, sir.
it's the actual hashtag, right? It's not spelled out hashtag no more.
It's spelled
Spotify
out.
it is. On Spotify, it's just the normal
the
hashtag.
hashtag, but I think on
Yeah.
TikTok and Instagram, it's the word hashtag.
Okay, it's the word
And
hashtag,
Facebook
but
too.
like
Facebook
on,
as
Facebook too,
well.
yeah.
but on Spotify and YouTube, it's actual hashtag elevated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dope,
I
dope,
believe
dope.
so.
And before we skedaddle, are we allowed to get that raw performance from all three of you? Or Josh or Vince wants to take it away?
I'm bad at
just
freestyling.
okay. Let's see.
It
Try
might
to
be a
get
little
D-Mac.
hard because of the latency, but we'll try our best.
Yeah.
I like it.
If you could start, I mean, if you want me to start, I could do a beat or something.
Yeah.
You gotta do something with it.
Beatbox for us, Vince.
All right, are we doing slow, Josh, or a little fast? It's up to you.
We got the trio going at it right now. 3/5 of hashtag elevated about to do a raw performance. I like it.
I'm-
Let's get it.
I've
I'ma
been
see-
dancing a while, but no.
I'm gonna see if we can harmonize to this. All right, you ready?
Let's
Oh.
break this down. My man
So-
Kev, he's about to pop a lock.
So Vince.
Oh God.
So wait, I'll
It's
give
been a while.
Kev, do this. Ooh, 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 ooh. Just keep doing
That's
that.
all.
Ooh. Mhm, mhm. Okay. Now Vince, come in. Like. Ooh, ooh. Harmonize on here. There's a latency, right?
Yeah, it's the latency. It's
Yeah,
really hard.
latency.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
keep going like that, Kevin. I'll see what I can do.
We'll try it. Yeah.
We'll try to work with this. My baby loves me. I know she do. She wanna hold me close. I don't know if I'm coming through. She says she love me. I know she cares. But every time I see, I don't get no stare. And girl,
It's so
I
hard.
hope you
Yeah,
understand.
Okay. It's super hard, but I mean, you get
Yeah.
the idea.
You get the gist. So basically, they'll just come with melody like that, and I'll just come with a song.
I had to record that whole thing. That was impressive. That was on the spot.
Thank you, man.
I mean,
That- that is
Josh's
dope.
Super
song.
hard with the latency. I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that was still good. I didn't even care. I was perfect. You hear Kev's ooh. I'm not gonna embarrass myself actually. Let me name drop.
Heard that note, that was very
I'm gonna
hard.
leave it to y'all. Y'all know
Okay,
what I'm
okay,
saying.
well, song.
I was a
not
little
gonna embarrass
nervous because
myself.
like I'm bad at impromptu sometimes.
Hey man, but it's the name of the game because you know what? You're gonna get better. Because you could say how you're bad at improv, but you still put that banging video together. I mean, not the video itself, but you are the mastermind behind a lot of it from what we talked about earlier. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just obsessed, man. I'm just very obsessed.
That
And,
improv and stuff will come later. You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying?
One thing
You
I
know?
can say, one thing I can say about like everybody in the group, Will, Donovan, Vince, Kev, even myself, I'm very proud of like all you guys and all that we accomplished with the single.
Word.
Because I remember how we first started with our vocals and everything, and like especially
We got a lot better. We got a lot better.
we
Like,
got a lot better, especially like if you were there like when we were recording Just Friends. Like anybody watching outside looking in would be cracking up because it's like I know myself anyway, Kev too. Like when Kev doesn't get that sound he wants, he's like he'd be like, "Can you try that again? I just really want to get that." Vince,
when we're
Vin-
recording, oh my god.
Vince is
Right.
like, you know, you can do it better than that. And then if they like, you know, they try, he'll be like, okay. Me, I feel like a drill sergeant sometimes, because especially with Will, because I know that Will can hit some notes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Kev was
Big
there.
time.
Will, like the ad-libs he was doing in the end, Will was like, I don't know if I can hit that. Like, hit it.
Hit it.
Do it.
No,
And
do
I
you
was-
know what? Do you know what exactly what I do? I'll be like, Will, just like practice it real quick, and then I'll be like, but like
He'll
next to the
sneak the freaking recorder on. That joke be killing me.
Kevin does that a lot. So he would be like, I'll just play it back for you and just try something out. Like maybe it'll work out. But he'll
Yeah.
actually be recording it while
No.
we're trying
And that's
something out.
smart.
Yeah.
And it
Then
gets
it-
and it's perfect that time. And it's like, oh, you got it. And he was like, oh, well, I recorded it. I'm like, oh, okay.
You ever notice
That's-
Kev's face when he's doing it? You don't notice it when you're up there, but when you're looking,
like-
you notice when he does it because he'll be like this.
it's a technique I've seen like other artists do. Just like, oh yeah, like just like, oh, let me practice this one, and they just end up recording. I'm like,
And
oh,
spontaneous always works out, I feel like, especially for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Especially
and that's
since
what you
we
guys
mess around all the
need.
time.
That's what you guys need. You know what I'm saying? A drill sergeant mentality, that private record mentality, because it's only going to make y'all better. Iron
100%.
sharpens iron. That's all y'all are going to keep doing because you guys are putting out great content. That
Thank you,
song was
man.
amazing, and that's already
Thank you so
started
much.
here. At that rate, the sky's the limit for you guys. I mean it honestly,
you.
because that was really
Thank you so
impressive.
much,
And I
man.
appreciate y'all joining me today and then
Appreciate
me
you.
helping them with platforming your music. It means a lot to me. So I thank y'all for coming on, taking your time out today. I appreciate
Thank you for having us, man.
for sure.
Thank
And
you so much.
Appreciate
of
it so
course.
much.
And I
Thank you.
want you guys back on again as many times as you guys want. And then one more time too, drop all your tags so everyone knows where to find you guys again.
Go ahead. Go, Kev.
Okay, TRANKEV for IG, Snapchat, and if you want to follow my fitness page, KTrainFit, KTRAINFIT, and YouTube channel, just Kevin Tran.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
For mine, Joshua Lawrence, the artist. Joshua_Lawrence_ the artist.
Got you. And then,
And then for
Vince?
me, it's just Invincible, INVINCEIBLE on Instagram.
Dope. And once again, find them on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at #Elevated. Go check out their new single dropped 4 days ago, Just Friends, featuring Mike Massaro. Once again, I want to thank you guys for coming on. We spoke with 3 of the 5 boy members of the band, Kevin, Vince, and Joshua. Shout out to Will and Donovan, since they couldn't make it, but still shout out to them. We hope to see them next time in studio. And guys, once again, thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much.
Of course.